What is up, YouTube world? I'm Ashley D. Before I get started, please go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. Also, feel free to share this video as well. Everything I state is allegedly not a guaranteed fact, my own personal opinion and observation. So I am going to be speaking on this whole situation that has gone too far, has gotten way out of hand. And I'm just going to give my opinion and state some of the things that are obvious to me in my own personal feelings about everything from both sides, okay? Now, prime example, when this first started, a lot of people stayed out of it until it played out a little bit more. And then once Lieonya came forward and claimed to be a DV victim, a lot of people sided with her, including people now that are making videos on YouTube, okay? Once things went down the line, there were evidence, videos that were released, and they got a chance to see the overall picture. Some people decided to follow Mr. LaTruth. And it wasn't the fact that people wanted to say, oh, I stand behind him or I stand behind her. That happened so tough once people that have Facebook, okay? Now, mind you this, there's a page that represents Mr. LaTruth, okay? There are a couple of them out there. Now, they're just putting out other content creator videos, okay? So everybody can share. People that are on Facebook that don't have a YouTube, don't watch YouTube. It's quite a few people that just socialize and interact on Facebook or Instagram. So those are mostly what those pages do. And now they share evidence to back up a lot of claims and false accusations, which is normal. Now, at one point in time, these pages were not there. It was mostly just people backing up Lieonya. And it went out of hand from people understanding, people sending their prayers with her, wishing her well, them being upset with Mr. LaTruth and the claims that she put out there, till all these pages zooming in on this man's private area, saying he has something in his pants, he's doing yoga, zooming in on his butt, making a profile picture of something on his face when his lip was burned, and so on. I can name it on and on and on. These were people profile pictures, not to mention coming under this man page. Now, everybody wants to say everybody mess with Lieonya bread and butter, okay? They try to come at her with this and that and that. And that's the reason why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Let's be real. If we're going to be real about everything. Nobody really said anything about Lieonya on Facebook. There's regular people that express how they feel. And those are people that are not content creators. Those are people just going under her stuff, saying what they feel. Versus your people openly admitting that they go under Mr. LaTruth page when he could be saying, have a great day, when he could be playing Twist, when he could be cooking, constantly antagonizing this man, saying stuff to him. You missed that old thing. That has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but yet you want him to move on. If we're going to be real, whose bread and butter was messed with more than anything? Whose reputation was ruined more than anything? Nobody wanted to report on this and it get out of hand like that, to where now Lieonya feels how he feels. Imagine you going on Facebook and you burn your lip and somebody has it as a profile picture and they constantly spreading that picture around. Imagine someone that you live with for years snap a personal private picture of you, and that's floating around the internet, and everyone thinks since you're a man, you're supposed to take it. You shouldn't be upset. You shouldn't have an opinion. How dare you lock up your child's mother? It's always has to be an eye for an eye, fair for fair. This whole situation from the beginning was not fair on his part. It was not fair when people made all these pages. And we all know that's how they make their money off of Facebook and Instagram. They're content creators. They're not really on YouTube like that. So minus the content creators on YouTube, they don't matter. They wasn't on Facebook making these pages. You guys was the one on Facebook interfering with this man's job. interfering with him doing a video, constantly having something to say, taking pictures, targeting him under all these pages. So if we're going to be real, you guys are the ones that started this war, talking about somebody personally, and then you want to say, oh, Miss Lieonya, a victim. She's 31. You guys want to play like she's so young and everybody. Lieonya is 8 years younger than me, okay? I'm not old enough to be her mama. I'm old enough to be her big sister. When I started off with my videos, and you could go back, my videos was more so preaching and teaching. As I saw everything unfold, and this woman that's supposed to have been a DV victim continues to taunt, manipulate her people. Has she even showed you guys any proof of all these accusations that she claiming? Who even knows her 5th grade teacher to reach out to them? The only reason that people reached out to these current people in her life that she made a video with, because these were things that was pointed out already. It was obvious already, so it was easy to reach out to those people. Now, you guys are reaching back out to people from 6, 8 years ago on. Everybody in this family pulling up people backgrounds, pulling up their leasing information. Nobody has done any of those things to Lieonya. People zooming in on a picture of her. It's the same thing that you guys been doing to her husband on the page that they actually get paid on. Facebook is where they get paid at. Lieonya and Mr. LaTruth ain't on YouTube like that. Let's be real. And for the fact that you guys to go all out for her and sit up and get defensive when we are on YouTube and you're saying we're bullying her. Yes, do I agree that, and I'm going to be a woman and say this. Do I agree that certain things have been pointed out that were not necessary? Yes, even on my part. However, it started with you guys. It started with you guys pointing out things about this man. So if we're going to point out everybody's flaws, and that's where it started from. You guys pointing out everything about this man. Comparing him to a monkey, comparing him to Little Bill. All of this started with you guys, including Lieonya, the DV alleged victim. Constantly releasing tax receipts, doing everything she could to get this man out of character. And when that didn't work, she sticked her beehives on him. She even shouted out all the fake pages that has content that constantly taunts and antagonizes this man on Facebook where he makes a living. So for you to sit up there and say, we started this war, us content creators kind of picked up apart every little thing about her. Imagine how this man feel. He didn't have a following like her to back him up. It was just him on his own, every day going toe to toe. And then when people opened their eyes and they saw that Lieonya, who played the victim, became the aggressor, and the people behind her were continuing to poke at her husband, her still husband. The math was not mathing. Then that's when content creators got involved, speaking their opinion. And then things got out of hand about personal things when you guys continue to antagonize and poke and pick at this man, at his family, at everyone looks. That's when the lines were crossed. So if we're going to put something out and push a narrative out, let's be real. A lot of Lieonya fans are not on YouTube like that. They're on Facebook. That's where all you guys came from. Just like you said, you made a page in, what, June, July? So you were a part of Facebook. That's how you met her. So that's how everyone met her. So what does YouTube have to do with interfering with her money? Content creators been getting paid on doing a job. That's what everybody's supposed to do. When you're doing content and you're releasing information, that's part of your job. But continuing to antagonize, continuing to poke, continuing to try to degrade, continuing to manipulate, this has gone too far. And I agree about that. This was a story and everybody had the right to have an opinion and say how they freaking feel. It's a free country. Everyone can say how they feel. We don't have to agree with her. And we don't have to side with her. Just like you guys don't have to agree with Mr. LaTruth or side with him. But let's be real where this all started from. If we're going to speak some facts, let's speak the real facts. You guys started bullying this man. Excuse me. You guys started with all of this. It went from him to his family when his brother spoke up in his defense, as he should have. And then you guys want to say, what man says something against a woman? Like, I'm going to be real. That scares me. And a man speaks up and he says something, and you guys want him to be silenced, or he shouldn't have an opinion because that's a woman. That right there, to me, is degrading, is emasculating, is manipulating. It's not letting a man have and allow his place as a man in society, as a man in your home, as a man in life, as your son, as your brother, as your cousin, as your father. A man should always be able to speak up and say how he feels. That's why a lot of men are being half raised today, because their mother dismissed their feelings. Their mother treated their dad like he was less than. So these men grow up to marry women that treat them like they're less than. And that's not fair. And that's one of the reasons I was passionate to speak up about this. I wanted to bring awareness to this situation. I started off believing that all people rights should be equal. Fair is fair. I saw this man being dragged through the mud on Facebook. I already was a content creator before this. I didn't just make a page like you guys to bully somebody. In his defense, my page was made 3 years ago. Did people ask me to keep up with this story? Of course. Did I see it spiraling out of hand? Yes. Do I think she was a DV victim? No, absolutely not. My mother was a DV victim. Yes, all DV victims are different. They're not the same. But I know for certain, for a fact, how DV victims move. And a scared DV victim, no matter who they are, no matter what race, no matter what position you're in, you're going to, when you move, everybody moves the same in that defense. Everybody thinks differently, but everybody has that same fear being a DV victim or of setting their abuser off or triggering them to possibly send them into a rage to where they do something, unalive you. All those things are always in the back of your mind being a DV victim. You're not going to continue to antagonize, continue to poke, continue to put their child in front of them with another man 10 minutes away, continue to laugh at their private area. Those are things a DV victim do not do, period. No one that's scared of someone else, breaking free or not, they're going to move accordingly. They're going to move gracefully. They're going to kind of move a little quietly, strategically. They're not going to center their storyline on being a victim while in the midst of laughing and taunting and poking and making fun of their ex and building up these pages and encouraging them to do the same. She could have been called a truce. You guys was on Facebook with this. That is where this man makes a living, as well as Lieonya. There was one major page keeping up with this in his defense, and that page is no longer there. However, if we're going to be honest, you guys have so many pages that come to whatever content he puts out daily, talk about him. A lot of the stuff is fabricated. And you spin a narrative how you want to. If you guys wanted to back her up as well as us, we all had that right to believe what we wanted to believe. But for you guys to get on here and you are the ones followed us to YouTube. We didn't come to Facebook looking for her. None of us content creators even came on her pages, even when we viewed a video or things were sent to us saying you're a liar, you're a scammer. We didn't say that. We never commented under anything of hers. We've only did the content. And a lot of things were zoomed in on and pointed out because everything about this man was critiqued. The way he looked, what he wears, what's in his pants, who he's dating, how he's eating, how he's acting, his skits. Who does that? And who thinks that's okay? We want to talk about bullying. Let's be real. Who was the bully? And who was really getting bullied? Let's be real. I just think I don't go for a fabricated story. I don't go for, oh, that's a woman, I'm going to be on her side. I've always been a person to stand up on my truth and what I believed in. I've always advocated for the people who couldn't advocate for themselves. I've always been a leader, and that's what I will continue to be. I've never had any problem with any one of these other content creators that believe what they believe on a personal level to where I wake up and I have a vendetta. I do my story on Lieonya on YouTube like I've always done. And that's it. I've been on lives before for hours, not every day. I did content on her daily, but not for hours. I do my video, I put my picture up and I'm done. I did a couple of lives of my own, but you could clearly look back over there, those, and you can see they've never been for hours daily. Some of them have been for hours, but not every day. I have a life outside of YouTube. When my camera goes off, just like now, after I post this video, I'm going to move on to something else in my life. My life is not centered and it does not revolve around this man. And maybe you guys feel some sort of way because other people, other content creators are on YouTube and they pick up this story and everybody chooses to do it how they choose to. It's their right. If you have other YouTubers that choose to put content out there every day and they want to go live every day, that's their prerogative. Look at you. You go live every day. You have a membership every day. So it's the same thing. Like, what's the problem? You have just you on YouTube and you have several other content creators keeping up with this story on YouTube as well. That's not affecting them as more than Facebook is. Facebook would affect them more than a YouTube, if we're going to be real. That's where everything started from. I've never, ever put up anything in regards to Lieonya on Facebook. That's where she makes her money at. If we're going to be real, my content creator life has never entwined with Facebook until you guys brought it there, until you guys came under my personal stuff. I shared one thing that he said. And you guys, just like always, try to bully anybody that stood behind this man 10 toes. Let's talk about bullying. Let's be real. You guys tried to bully and silence anyone that spoke up about their true feelings about this situation, about how they feel. Anybody that shared something to this man, you guys was on it. You went to that person's Facebook. You found them out. You, I guess, told Miss Lieonya you thought you were solving some big puzzle. And then you started targeting that person. Like, who is the bully out of this situation? You guys have always been the bully. And then you guys want to get online on YouTube where content creators already did content. You guys are coming to our area. We didn't bother you on Facebook. You crossed over to YouTube. That's something you decided to do. But then you want to claim that she's being so bullied about everything and critique. It's the same thing that you guys have done for almost a year about this man. And then his family when they spoke up. You guys have got so involved in this man's personal life till you got his first child's mother interfering with that. Like that, it should have never crossed the line what this man does with his first children's mother. What he pays and what he does, that's not anybody's business. That has nothing to do with Lieonya alleged accusations. And then Lieonya claimed to be such a Christian, wholesome woman. And a lot of other women claim you are as well out there. But you still can't explain to me why this Christian woman has been openly from day one, not even 3 months after she went through her separation. She was still small in the video that she released. We know in the beginning, her and Mr. LaTruth both were stressed out. It's when he was trying to heal from cancer. So both of them was pretty small. The beginning stage of that, she started right away when she realized it wasn't going to work with her husband of 6 years talking to someone else. Instead of this DV victim healing, getting herself therapy and counseling, as well as her kids who experienced this tragic event that went on for 6 years, she decided to openly date, as well as allege move this guy in the home around her kids, a complete stranger. And the point in the thing of Mr. LaTruth asking for a background check, I saw absolutely nothing wrong with this. Shout out to one of my subs, and it'll be down in my description box below. It's so many stories as out here as well of kids being put in hurtful situations. This is just a quick little news article in regards to what mothers do, what stepmothers do. This stepmother did the unthinkable to her boyfriend's daughter. And it's so many stories out there like that. You don't know what a person's motive is. This man could have singled her out because she's a single mother of 4. And she's busy. And she's an influencer. She doesn't have time to spend and pay attention to every little detail. So maybe that could have been something that he paid attention to, just like other predators out there as well. Those are the small details that you guys don't miss or hold Lieonya accountable for, that content creators point out. That's not picking, that's not poking, that's common freaking sense as a mother. I stand on that. A mother should not ever allow someone into her space and her place until not only she was divorced. What is she teaching her kids? But you guys didn't have the energy to be honest with Lieonya. You guys didn't tell this young lady, since you want to claim she's so young, and you want to take her under your footsteps. You want to guide her. You felt bad for her. Instead of feeling bad for her in a sense of wanting to stand up for her and condoning all her behavior and agreeing with it and not telling her the honest truth and forcing it and encouraging it like it's right. Why don't you step down and tell this woman what she should be doing and how she should be moving as an influencer, so she won't lose her platform, so she can walk away from this divorce and it won't be messy, so she can be a better mother and focus on her kids and healing, even if this divorce wasn't a situation of domestic violence. They both yelled back and forth, so that could have been a situation where it mentally messed up the kids. So on both of their parts, they're guilty of that. We all know that. But it's still a man that was in the home for 6 years that these kids developed love, care, concern. A father figure to them. They went places with him. They dressed up like him. They got haircuts with him. They did skits with him. This was something daily that they all did and they woke up to and they saw. Not to mention, they have a sister with this man that was a father figure to them at one point or another. And now he's completely gone and absent out of their life. So don't you think for a second it should matter how these kids feel, what their opinion is, and what they're thinking? And now right away, Ja is just pushed on them. They're supposed to just roll with the punches. Now, this immature guy that's in their life, they have to just accept that there. They don't have any feelings about that. They can't. They're not allowed to. What if they really did want to come to their mom and say they don't like him? Let's be real. Is she going to listen to what they have to say if they said that? Can they have an opinion about that? Me as a mom, I would have to say yes. my child can come to me and feel some sort of way about my partner. If my partner not making them feel comfortable, if my partner is always being silly, never have a serious moment, how can my child, how can the little boys in my life, the little boys, my kids, that are in his life at this time, obviously, he's in the house. How can they look up to him? How can he provide structure? Whether we say he's not the father or not, at the end of the day, he's in that home as the father figure. He's the male. Let's be real. What is he bringing in these little boys' life at this most impressionable age, so they know what it's like to be a man? How a man's supposed to take care of a woman. What's his part? What's his role in the home? What stability is and where that comes from and what a man's supposed to do. It's a difference between Mr. LaTruth and Mr. Ed. It's night and day. It's just not about him loving on Lieonya 24/7. That's absolutely nothing. That's not the main focus on a relationship. A relationship is based off of trust. It's based off of a man making you feel secure. No matter what the circumstance is. If I lose my job today or tomorrow, I need to know that this man in my life, this man that I allowed into my home around my kids, will be able to hold this down until I figure things out. That's called security. Does he have stability? What is his future plans? And what can he offer to my family? All that touchy, lovey-dovey stuff, that's good, but nothing's going on but the rent. So what if she can pay her own bills? At the end of the day, what is he teaching the kids? Are they going to grow up and be influencers as well, so they can say, oh, well, my partner don't have to have a job. I can just take care of them, shower them with gifts. My mom did it. No, they have to know how to be productive individuals, independent. Not to mention her daughters are looking to her to see what a love supposed to feel like from a man. To see how a man's supposed to love you. What you look for in a relationship. All of these things in our minds as content creators. And I'm going to speak on all our behalf when I say that, because we always point out this stuff. And everything may have came off harsh now, because that's from everybody's end. It's a back and forth. Everybody done said some stuff about one another. It went from Mr. LaTruth and Lieonya to everybody else personally. But if we're going to be real, like I pointed out, it started from Lieonya's side on Facebook. And it stayed over there. Content creators put their content out, and that's that. But everything we've pointed out, besides petty things that both sides have done, it's been real stuff. It's been real stuff. Whether you like to hear the truth or not, it's real. No, a busy person cannot comb their kids' hair every day. Okay, I understand that, but don't let your kid go to school with their hair crazy. Take care of their hair before yours. If you have time to sit in a salon, make sure they're sitting behind you, or make sure you're dropping them off. They're old enough to get their hair braided. Set in a car on your phone. Make an appointment for your sons online. Sit in the car and do a 30-minute live while your boys go get their hair lined up. Now, better yet, that father figure that's in their life, his hair never looked dusty online. Why hasn't he took them to get one? Those are the things that are pointed out. That's the obvious. That's not considered bullying. And that should not be offensive to anyone. That's a real mom. A real mom is not going to get online and say, why are you coming for someone else's mothering skills? A real mom, woman to woman, they're going to feel the same way I feel. My son was playing football. He was getting out every day at 6 o'clock. So guess what? The furthest the barber went that he goes to was 5 o'clock. So he missed it. So I had to figure out now how to get his schedule in so he could get a line. That's the type of things that happen. That's normal. That happens being a mom. But lacking with your children all the time, when you're never lacking, I will go without to make sure my child is good. And it's not just financially, but it always revolves around financially, when we've never seen that same energy towards gift giving when it came to the children. It's always some type of lesson allegedly behind her trying to teach them something in life. So let's be real. Let's do the overall picture real quick, and then I'm getting off of here because I done said enough. If we're going to do the overall picture, what we see that the lesson she's teaching them in life is. So it's okay to take care of a man. It's okay to allow a man around your kids, as long as he's loving on you, showing you affection. That's what real love is. That's all love is. That's all that matters. Stability, respect, maturity, being a father figure to the kids that you have. If you become a single parent and you're getting in a new relationship, all that stuff does not matter as long as the man is groping and loving on you, and as long as you can afford to buy him things. All the main things are not relevant. That's what we see. Take care of yourself. She said this several times. You've been married for so long. You cared about everybody else. You need to be the best you and worry about you, so you don't have to worry about everybody else and burn yourself out. That story can go decent if the message was right and coming from the right person. Yes, we have to take care of ourselves health-wise so we can be the best we can be for our children. But I would absolutely not say I'm going to take time away from being a mom. I'm always taking care of them. That's how it's going to be till they're 18 years old. And then even when they're grown, you're still going to feel obligated to take care of your kids and make sure they're good. They're always going to be considered kids in your eyes. That's what a parent is. That's what parenting is. What are the tools that she has taught her kids that are helpful, that will last them a lifetime? Everybody want to say the word fanned out. We're fanned out. What are you guys? If you honestly, and I always said on several videos when we bring up what the issue was with both of them doing wrong, I stated the verbal abuse was on both of their ends. I said that when it came to that, they both was guilty of that. But how can you guys not hold her accountable for anything? How can you guys just roll with the punches when it comes to things that she's open, blatantly doing wrong? You agree with it. You guys are grown women. You guys have sons of your own. You guys have older kids. You guys have grandkids. How can you agree with everything this young lady doing if she did need guidance and she looked to her older, mature crowd? Where are you guys leading and teaching at? When does the teaching step in? Or you guys just watch her self-destruct and you support it? That's not teaching. That's the point of having older people in her life, to be real with her. That's one thing your side has never done. Took accountability for anything. Hold her accountable. Be honest with her about things she has done so she does not continue to make those mistakes. You guys have allowed her to destroy her platform. And the only thing you did was support it. Continue to push your fake pages out and content on this man to back up her alleged accusations. That's all you guys have done to help her. When in reality, in the end, all it's doing is building up evidence and proof, accusations and claims against everything that she's saying. Proof that she has been the one continuing on this rampage with this bullying. She has been the one that's been spewing more envy out, more anger. Everything that she has done from this point forward. You guys have never been real with this woman, not one time about it. That's not a leader. And that's not a person that actually cares about somebody that you guys truly say you do. You claim you care about Lieonya so much. So why don't you guys wake up and be real with her for once? Because Lieonya is going down the wrong path with the things she has done. And it will catch up with her. And you guys not realizing that. She has those kids to take care of and feed. And she's messing up her platform with this back and forth drama. And not one of you older women one time stepped up and stepped in to help guide her. Her mother is no longer there. Step up and be a real woman instead of a true fan. And be honest with her. That's something you guys have never done on your side. Love or hate us one way or another if you want to. What you can't say about any of us is that anything we've said in our videos have been nothing but facts. Has been nothing but the truth about Lieonya. I'm out.